Hello everybody, I'm Professor Bruno Silva, and on today's video we will be discussing the strategic use of feed flavors for lactating sows. It's known that under the current swine production conditions, sows need to be fed a balanced diet that meets their daily nutritional requirements for maintenance, production, and reproduction. Most sows, they consume less feed than needed to support the demands during lactation. Therefore, the use of flavors or the use of feed additives that will promote a better feeding acceptance may be of benefit to increase or to help increase the sow's feed intake. The use of additives, of feed additives such as feed flavors, offer the opportunity to improve sow lactation, voluntary feed intake, and as a consequence, enhance milk production and decrease sow body weight loss during lactation. A number of factors have been identified that affect the sow's voluntary feed intake. In most cases, feed intake is influenced by the interaction between some or all of these factors, which include environmental conditions, so for instance, heat stress, social factors, animal factors, for instance, genetics, and of course, the nutritional factors, for example, dietary density and also palatability. Palatability of a diet refers to its acceptance features, including taste, smell, and texture that the pig senses before feed is ingested. The voluntary feed intake is greatly influenced by the chemical senses of olfaction and taste. Thus, it is essential to make sure that diets being offered to pigs are highly palatable to ensure a high feed intake, especially under challenging moments, as we mentioned. So therefore, it is believed that enhancement of taste or smell through the use of feed additives such as feed flavors may help to improve the palatability of the diet and consequently the voluntary feed intake. The number of taste buds in pigs, for instance, are at least 3 times that found in humans, so suggesting that their sense of taste is more developed and thus more responsive to varying tastes and flavors in their diet. The use of feed flavors offer the possibility to improve the palatability of the diets, which will make these diets much more acceptable and encourage greater feed intake. Most sows consume less feed than needed to support the demands during lactation. So therefore, the use of feed flavors may be of some benefit to help increase sow feed intake. Our recent findings also have suggested that sows kept under heat stress conditions, they are capable of increasing voluntary feed intake, provided the thermal amplitude, when during the cooler periods of the day, these animals are capable of compensating the lower diurnal voluntary feed intake if properly stimulated. In this sense, the use of a feed flavor to improve the sensorial properties of the diet could be an opportunity not only to increase the sow's voluntary feed intake, but to change the feed intake patterns and the kinetics of the sow's daily intake. As take-home messages, it's highly relevant to understand that pigs show preference for certain flavors when given a choice. Therefore, the enhancement of taste or smell through the use of flavors will help to improve the palatability of diets and consequently feed intake. Feeding sows with a well-balanced diet that is highly palatable is essential for optimal performance and production efficiency. So making the use of flavors a useful tool to improve palatability and feed intake under certain conditions. Irrespective of season, feed flavors can be used to enhance the sensorial properties of feed and improve the lactating sow's feeding behavior and voluntary feed intake, all of which will help to increase milk production and litter performance.